What's up, everybody? It's Mark from Lawn Creeps Limited out here in Villa Park, Illinois, the Garden Village, where there's actually a lot of activity going on right now, man. I see a lot of neighbors I haven't seen in a while. The weather's pretty mellow, and people are kind of getting out because people are definitely itching to get out of their damn houses and get going. And also, as you can maybe hear in the background here, we got the boys down from the village trimming tree branches. Winter actually is the best time to prune trees and shrubs. You could pretty much do that all the way into, very early spring and stuff. But definitely pruning them while there's no foliage and all of that is the thing to do. But that's a story for another time. And that's really not why I, where are they? Are they back in there anywhere? I can't really see them. But that's not why I came out here. I came out here to kind of continue our ongoing vlog about the Chicagoland winter. We pretty much have sort of wrung every bit of information that we could out of kind of this time of year and what it means and stuff. But there is a point of interest here for the grass geeks. As you can see, I lost my snowpack, and since then we've had warm-ups, cool-downs, we've had a lot of precipitation, and we had extremely high winds. So what does that mean for this, right? Without that snowpack insulating it and putting that nice blanket over it. A lot of my perennials in my ground cover type perennials are susceptible to tip burn and wind burn, wind damage. My sweet woodruff, and I know Paxandra, gets tip burn from those winds. They dry out and stuff like that. That's not to say that that's going to happen necessarily to the turf grass like it would a ground cover where the foliage is a little bit more exposed. The spring green up is going to be strange. It's going to be interesting to see how this thing greens up in the spring. I could definitely see a green up as it breaks dormancy happening more slowly. It might take longer, and there might be some issues that arise. That being said, an issue number 2 here with this weird weather is that we've had these warm-ups and freeze and thaws, and during these warm-ups we've had some heavy rains. I'm talking about rain. Some of it was a freezing rain, some of it was maybe sleety, but we had gobs of rain. I don't know what the inch totals were, but obviously nitrogen, right, is the element that pretty much leaches out of the soil the quickest. That's why we continually put nitrogen down on our grass and stuff. So with all of this heavy rain, this heavy winter precipitation, I'm going to assume that this thing is going to be starving for nitrogen in the winter. So that's when you kind of have to ask yourself, how important is it to get that early green up? I mean, I put down a late fall application of a malorganite or a synthetic fertilizer, and in theory, right, that is stored up nutrients, and then as soon as the weather breaks and your lawn wakes up and comes out of dormancy, it's got what it needs there in its reserves to start using. That's why we do that fall application. But again, situations arise. You got to use those gardener hunches and kind of think about this, So, maybe it is a little bit nitrogen starved because of the precipitation leaching that nitrogen to the soil. But how important is the green up? Do I have to just go and run out to the store and buy a bag of synthetic high nitrogen spring fertilizer stuff and just go and dump it all over my lawn just to make sure that I'm greening up properly? That's not what I'm getting at here. Monitor it, police your lawn, work with it, be sensible about it. Maybe last year I had this awesome green up right out of the gate. This year maybe not so much, but you know what? Your neighbors aren't going to care, man. The neighborhood, they won't mind if your lawn is not as green as it was on May 1st of last year. Be a steward of your lawn. Be a steward of the environment. That's not to say I probably will give it a little snack of a synthetic, of a, maybe a light-handed round of 10-10-10 in addition to what I would normally do with malorganite and other organics that I'm going to kind of work with this spring. So, don't be gung-ho and really put all your eggs in one basket with the whole green up thing. But I do get it, right? We love our lawns, man. We want them to be at their best, at all times as much as we can. I get that. I'm a lawn man through and through. I say it every time, but again, I'm coming at this thing with kind of a sensible approach. That's always been my angle, and I'm really going to ratchet that up even more this year. And for all you gardeners that love your garden beds, whether it's ornamental perennials, native plants and all of that, pollinator friendly gardens or edible kind of gardening, hardcore gardeners, it's okay to love your lawns as much as your gardens. Gardeners, come with me and we'll talk about doing it in kind of a, again, a sensible manner. I've got awesome content coming up. I'm telling you, it's going to be a great year for Lawns and Gardens, and for Lawn Creeps Limited. Instagram, I finally have a Lawn Creeps Limited solo Instagram instead of my personal one, and it's awesome. Check that out. The link is below. I promise you that my conversations will always be at least thought-provoking. I'm not an expert on anything, but I love this. I got a lot of passion, and I'm happy to talk about a different angle instead of just the same thing. I plan on doing a follow-up video where we will kind of piggyback on what we talked about today, but maybe take it back a couple of notches for the beginners and for the average Joe, because I kind of just came out of the gate with some stuff that maybe is interesting to the grizzled grass veterans, but some of the... Okay, yeah, we'll go ahead and talk about dormancy and the breaking of dormancy as it pertains to spring, and we'll kind of pretty much kick off this 2019 lawn care season, going forward from here. And hopefully we get to the point where I can actually get in the grass, more hands-on stuff, more visuals, instead of me just walking around the side of my house all day. So on that note, I'm going to go back inside because it's cold again. I'm going in, and we'll check you later, lawn creeps and garden geeks.